Hey guys, I'm here today to do a book review on the very popular series, The Mortal Instruments, and I have the first book right here that I just got through, The City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. So good. It's just amazing. I didn't think I was going to like them, to be honest, but it just blew me out of the water. Now let me explain why I didn't think I was going to like these. I was watching other book reviews on this, and it was like 50-50. Either half people loved them and other half were like, so-so. I am definitely one of those that were like, love it. Now let me kind of explain to you guys how I review books. I will kind of spend like the first part of my reviews doing like what the book is about, something that won't be spoilerful for anybody. And then I will kind of use the last part of it to really just talk about it, like what I thought about certain parts. So I will kind of let you guys know ahead of time, just in case you haven't read the book, when I will start talking about it more in depth and where spoilers might come in. So I would encourage you guys, if you have not read the book, to still watch this for kind of see what I liked or what I didn't like, and then maybe go read it and then come back and discuss it with all of us. Alright, so I will also rate the books on a scale of like 1 to 5 stars. So I would definitely rate The City of Bones. I will give it a 4 out of 5. The reason why it's not a 5 out of 5 is it's just 5 out of 5 is kind of hard to get with me. I mean, I give them out quite easily sometimes, but it's if I'm so captivated by a book and it really draws me in. I'm not saying that this didn't, but it's like a start of a series that will totally captivate me. Like, I am definitely going to read this whole series because I just loved the book. But it wasn't like, I would probably say I've enjoyed other books. Not more than it, but I will just say it's a 4 for now. I'm sure other books in the series as they go on will probably get a 5. Just because it's a good start out for a book and I could see it going so many places. So with that being said, I will kind of give you like a brief synopsis of the book and let you know what it's about. I could read the back of it, but I feel like you can probably go look about it online. You probably already have read the back of the book by now because you're already interested in reading it, so you probably have read the back. So it's about this girl named Clary, and she is a human. Well, starts out she's a human. And she lives in just like New York City, and that is another thing I like about this book. It kind of takes place in like an everyday thing. Like, I like how the reader kind of connects it with our life today. It's not something that was like in the past or whatnot. That makes it kind of really cool to read. So Clary's hanging out with her best friend named Simon, and they're at a night, kind of like a nightclub for kids, so there's no like alcohol or anything. Don't worry. And she sees these 3 kind of teenagers her age walking in, and they go to this back room. And they're taking this guy that she had seen earlier in the club, and she's kind of wondering what's going on because one of them has a weapon, so of course she's kind of freaking out. Naturally, most girls would probably go alert someone, which she does kind of do, and then stay out of it, but Clary just goes right on in and wants to see what's going on, so I kind of like that about her. I mean, she has her shy moments, but she kind of has her outgoing moments, and that really makes her a really relatable character. That's exactly how I feel. I will be super shy at times to make a move, but then I'm more like outgoing too at the same time, so I really connected with her. Back to the plot. I am terrible at keeping on track here. Sorry. So she goes into the room, and she sees the 3 teenagers like pinning this guy up against a wall, and she's kind of like terrified because something bad's happening to him, and she witnesses pretty much the boy getting killed. And I'm not like spoiling anything. This is how the whole thing sets up. I think it's on the back of the book too. So the 3 teenagers notice her in the room, and they're kind of like, oh my gosh, she can see us. And no one else can see them. Like when she told her friend Simon, he didn't see them either, so she automatically thinks that something's up, like, oh my gosh, am I thinking of this? What's going on? Am I just imagining? And it's kind of cool, because then she realizes that there's this other world that she didn't really know existed, and for a reason that I'm not going to spoil yet. So she's kind of introduced to this world where they're saying it's called shadow hunters that hunt demons, and that's what they were doing. The boy was a demon, in case I forgot to mention that. And there's the main boy, Jace, and he's one of the shadow hunters. And then you have Alec and Isabel, who are brother and sister, that are with him, and they all kind of live together at this place called the Institute, where shadow hunters can come and stay, and like younger ones can learn more. It's kind of like a school for shadow hunters. Clary kind of falls into this world with them and learns a little bit more about herself and what's going on. You also find out later on that her mom is kidnapped. This all takes place before she actually decides to really commit to this new world, because like any other person would be, they're kind of like, what the heck is this? Never seen you guys before. And she gets a call from her mom, and she's telling her to stay away from her house, and it's kind of just a whole whirlwindy from there. That's like a big aspect of the book, is what's happened to her mom, where's her mom, who's taken her mom. So when she goes back to the apartment, she's kind of trying to find clues, and she goes back from time to time throughout the book, and I swear almost every time they go in the stinking apartment, something happens. And that's kind of how she gets thrown into the world, where she realizes that there are such things as demons and vampires and werewolves, and just like everything that you could think of mystical is like in this world. But no human, or what they like to call mundanes, can see it because they don't know it's there. Which leads me to a question. How could Simon see it? Was it actually mentioned in the book? I kind of forgot. Was it because they told him, so he kind of had this whole sight thing going on, because now he knew what to look for? Kind of lost. So leave a comment down below if that was what happened, because I'm not sure how Simon got to see this whole world if he's human. Anywho, so basically kind of the rest of the book is about her exploring this new world and seeing what she has not really seen before, and figuring out what happens to her mom, who she is, why she was able to see all this, and you kind of learn, like, you get these questions answered, which is really cool too. So I think you should definitely check out this book. It is totally worth reading if you haven't already, and yeah, it's just awesome. Alright, now I'm going to really start to kind of discuss the book, so if you haven't read it, you'd probably want to stop watching this right now, just because why would you want to get spoiled? Don't do it to yourself. But when you have read the book, come back and discuss. Leave your comments. I would love to hear feedback and discuss this. This is why I like to do this. So come back when you've read it, and if you have read it and want to discuss, keep watching. So what were your guys' thoughts on the whole Jace and Clary being brother and sister? I feel like that's the biggest thing that stuck out to me when I was reading this, because the whole time I'm reading this I'm going, oh, they need to get together, they need to be just, oh, they're so perfect, and then you're brother and sister. Thanks, Cassandra Clare, for ruining my hopes and dreams for a perfectly good couple. But, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, Simon's a good best friend, but in the boyfriend department, not so sure I'm a fan of him for her. Him and Isabel, on the other hand, I thought they were really cool together. Like, even though she let him turn into a rat, which was kind of messed up. I mean, she didn't seem to care too much. But I really think they were cute together. Am I the only one that thinks this? I mean, I don't know. Yeah. Alec. What are your thoughts on Alec? I really am growing on his character. The whole him being kind of into other men really threw me off, because, not saying I don't like him now because of that or anything, but I just didn't see that coming. Like, it was kind of unexpected. So, do I see a possible Alec and Magnus relationship? Probably. I'm kind of anxious to see where that goes, and if he's going to tell Jace, because I'm like, what is Jace going to say? Like, that's his best friend, and you're going to find out that he's in love with you, and it's just kind of like, oh, I don't know how I would react to something like that, so I'm kind of weird to see what Jace will say, just because, I don't know, it's kind of weird. How do you guys think that in the next book, the whole sibling thing is going to play out? Do you think they're going to be able to just kind of switch gears and be brother and sister and work together. I think that would be really weird. I mean, can't say I've really made out with any siblings, so that would be severely awkward. I kind of have to sympathize for her because Jace seems like a totally hot guy, and it would be really awkward. Also, what do you think's up with her mom? I don't think it's just a standard coma. Like, I think something, like, they need to find someone that might know what she's going on. My theory is that either Valentine kind of found someone to put her in that state, or she figured out a way to put herself into this state because she doesn't want to be, like, I don't know, like, doesn't want to be alert when he's there and tell him anything, so maybe that's why. I don't even know what to think. Like, it's kind of a weird situation, and I'm kind of wanting to see how that's going to pan out in the next book, if the mom's going to wake up, or if you kind of know more about that. I hope they don't kind of, like, drop it off to the side too much, because I'm like, what's going on? Also, how is she going to react when she finds out her son's alive? That's going to be weird. Like, oh, hi, here's your daughter and your son. I kind of thought that Clary bringing Jace to the hospital maybe wasn't the brightest idea. I mean, if the mom can hear what's going on, do I think that'd probably freak her out a bit? Just kind of weird. Poor Jace. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know. I don't know how I expect, like, them to reunite after all these years. I don't know. Also, what did you think of Hodge? Was that kind of a surprise for you guys? I always kind of felt there was something more to his character as I was reading it. Like, I didn't think he was going to be bad or anything necessarily, but I don't know. I just kind of almost wasn't that shocked when I found out he was bad, but why? And it's just, does he still really care about them? What's going on? I hope they answer that. Like, what happened to him? He just kind of disappears. So I'm kind of hoping they answer that in the second book too. Luke. Wasn't expecting that with Luke. I wanted to hate Luke when he just kind of abandoned Clary when she needed him most, and I'm kind of like, what's up with that? So he kind of redeemed himself when he showed up at the end, and you find out he's really a werewolf, and I was not expecting that. Like, I just think, I don't know, Luke is really growing on me as a character. He's probably one of my favorites, aside from Jace. His humor, I mean, come on. Did you guys not like that? I love the humor they brought into this. Just his little one-liners are hilarious. I always will sit there and laugh out loud and look like an idiot, but I don't care. So, that's my thoughts and feelings on the book. I'm so anxious. I've already started on City of Ashes. I think I'm on, like, page 100 or so on it. That's going to be my next book review up. So, be expecting that, and thank you for watching, and leave any video responses or comments down below. I would love to hear what you guys had to say for this book too. So, talk to you later. Bye, guys.